welcome to today's press conference to discuss the University of Arizona's New Frontiers of Sound, a National Science Foundation Science and Technology Center funded by a 5-year, $30 million grant from the NSF. I'm Nick Provenus, Director of Media Relations with the University of Arizona. We will begin today with comments from the Honorable Katie Hobbs, Governor of the state of Arizona. A native Arizonan, Governor Hobbs has over a decade of public service to the state of Arizona. Governor Hobbs sees her role as governor as an extension of her social work and has already moved the needle forward on some of our state's biggest challenges, including housing affordability, water security, and public education. By bringing people together, Governor Hobbs is paving the way for an Arizona for everyone. Governor Hobbs.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm so excited to join you to celebrate this monumental announcement that once again demonstrates Arizona's strong position leading the nation in technological innovation. So much of what we have accomplished in this field is due to the efforts of our public universities, including the cutting-edge programs at the University of Arizona. Today, the National Science Foundation announced a $30 million grant to the University of Arizona to establish the New Frontiers of Sound Science and Technology Center. An award like this is a testament to our state's dominance in advanced technology, research, and development. And we see society's biggest challenges as a chance to innovate, problem solve, and forge new horizons. This center will ensure researchers in Arizona and their collaborating institutions leverage this opportunity to embolden our state and nation's position in the world. Their work will write the book on this subject. The curriculum and textbooks that educators turn to will come from this center, serving as the gold standard for those wishing to work in the field. And this work will enable researchers to gain insights on information that hasn't always been accessible to us, but is critical to advancing some of today's greatest assets. This elevated understanding of sound can be applied to so many facets of our everyday lives. New sensing capabilities could improve how we monitor aging, infrastructure, or climate change. Enhanced telecommunications could mean better battery life in your cell phones. And as the University of Arizona is well aware, expedited computing is similar to what's happening with quantum networks. On behalf of the state of Arizona, I'd like to again congratulate the U of A and the research team for securing this grant. It's a great day for you and for our state. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Governor Hobbs. We will now turn it over to comments from University of Arizona President Robert C. Robbins. Go ahead, Dr. Robbins.
Good morning, everyone. Governor Hobbs, thank you so much for being here today. It's great to see you. Sorry I couldn't be there in person and that I'm on my iPhone, but I think Pierre and his team are going to make the iPhones even better, as you outlined in your opening remarks. Well, I am so excited and thrilled that that the National Science Foundation awarded this prestigious award to create this Center for Science and Technology around the science of sound. I apologize for the background noise, but it's years of work that I know Pierre, his team, and his collaborators have been doing, and I couldn't be more happy for him and proud of our team. As the governor said, I think this validates all the work that's been done at the U of A for decades now, and that it establishes the University of Arizona as a worldwide leader in this field. Many advances, as the governor outlined, will come from this work, but I think it fulfills our land-grant AAU mission of educating the next generation of leaders and our students, making fundamental discoveries that can be translated into everyday, practical, commercializable devices, and finally will create jobs for the state of Arizona, in particular, Southern Arizona. So all three of those are right in the sweet spot of our land grant mission. And I'm just happy that I could join this celebration. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties, but so proud of Pierre, you and your team, Dean Hahn, of everything you're doing in engineering. Just as we have gotten, as the governor mentioned, NSF investment and validation of quantum networking in our College of Optical Sciences. This is a long time coming, and I'm just so proud of the work that's been done and more excited about the future work that will be done. So thank you for letting me join. I apologize, and Good luck with the rest of the press conference.
Thank you very much, Dr. Robbins. We will now introduce the project's principal investigators and co-principal investigators. For our media attendees, we will take questions at the end. If you would like to ask a question, you may do so in one of two ways. You may click on the raise hand feature located at the bottom of your screen. We will enable your microphone and you will be able to ask your questions directly to the panelists. You may also enter questions in the Q&A feature located at the bottom of your screen, and we will ask the questions to our panelists on your behalf. Now on to introductions. Andrea Alou, Project Co-Principal Investigator and Founding Director of the Advanced Science Research Center at the CUNY Graduate Center. Janet Yowell, Director of Strategic Community College STEM Initiatives for the College of Engineering and Applied Science at the University of Colorado Boulder. And Pierre Damier, Project Principal Investigator and Professor of Materials Science and Engineering at the University of Arizona. Professor Damier will now make a brief statement. Go ahead, Professor.
Thank you very much. So I've been a professor at the University of Arizona for 38 years now, and this event gives me an opportunity to really thank the state of Arizona for its support of the university, and to personally thank the Governor Hobbs for attendance and support. The state support enabled our New Frontiers of Sound team to pioneer the emerging field of topological acoustics. Now, support from the National Science Foundation through the New Frontiers of Sound Science and Technology Center is a testament to the tremendous impact topological acoustics may have on science, on technology, and on society. But let me tell you a little bit about sound and topological acoustics. Sound is really part of our daily life. However, with topological acoustics, we're looking at sound from a geometric point of view, which is quite unusual. We're looking at the landscape of sound, in other words, at a soundscape. And examining the geometry of sound uncovers extraordinary properties which have been overlooked before now, and which will serve as foundations for innovative and impactful technologies in information processing, telecommunication, and sensing. These extraordinary properties include analogies between sound waves and quantum mechanics, which may impact the future of quantum computing. They also include sound that does not echo against an obstacle, which is quite unusual, but thus reducing the power necessary to drive the acoustic micro devices in your smartphone. They also include tapping into the extra information contained in the geometry of sound to provide better ways to sense change in buildings or the environment. So I'm so excited about the potential economic developments that may result from our New Frontiers of Sound Science and Technology Center in Southern Arizona, and the nation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Damier. We will now hear from Sarah Chavarria, Project Co-Principal Investigator and Assistant Dean of Research Development in the University of Arizona College of Education and Assistant Director of the STEM Learning Center. Go ahead, Dr. Chavarria.
Thank you, Nick, and hello, everyone. I am so excited to be a part of the New FOSS Center family and to support the educational efforts we will be launching. At the core of what New FOSS wants to do is grow the field around topological acoustics, and in doing so, make sure of two overarching efforts. First, that student representation is as diverse as the New FOSS team, which is representative not just of many disciplines, but of many cultures and nations. Our philosophy is that being inclusive of culture will uplift the research through the incorporation of diverse value systems. My job will be to lead the center team in creating and executing various educational programs. We want to ensure that the way we approach teaching, lesson design, and lab experiences opens opportunities for students to enter this field. One of our programs is a summer bridge workshop for community college students. And another one is a year-long research experience that includes 8 summer weeks in one of our institution labs. Second, because we attach so much value to students, we are committed to providing strong mentoring. We will take a collaborative mentoring approach so that our students will be mentored by a team of researchers, graduate students, postdocs, and educators. We will do this by going through our own mentor training so that we are culturally responsive to each other and our students. Mentoring is important because we will have undergraduates and graduate students working in multiple labs across our center institutions, working on cutting-edge research that, as Governor Hobbs shared, has real-world significance. It is important for us to get mentoring right because our students are the future researchers, educators, and industry leaders of topological acoustics. They truly represent the new frontiers of sound. We look forward to supporting our center students and starting these efforts. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Chavarria. I would now like to introduce David Hahn, the Craig M. Burge Dean of the College of Engineering. Dean Hahn.
Thank you, Nick. It's really great to be here today with Governor Hobbs and President Robbins and my colleagues to help announce this exciting Science and Technology Center. Topological acoustics will benefit a wide range of disciplines from biomedical to structural engineering to high-speed quantum-like computing. And I'm really proud that our team of researchers is at the forefront of a really novel field. And as importantly, they're building a discipline and building a workforce that represents the breadth of people and experiences. I look forward to seeing this research translate and really drive the economy of Arizona and beyond. Tucson is known as the Optics Valley, and that's thanks to the significant impact of research done here at the University of Arizona and the surrounding companies. With the University of Arizona engineers and researchers laying the groundwork in this new field of research, topological acoustics, Tucson may very well in the future be known as the Acoustics Valley. It's great to be here today, and thank you, Nick.
Thank you very much, Dean Hahn. We will now open it up for questions. Our first question submitted online: how could the research being done at the new frontiers of sound impact the Arizona economy? If you'd like to take that, Professor Damier.
Yes, yes. So, of course, you know the importance in computing and quantum computing in this nation. And what we can do with topological acoustics is exploit the analogy between quantum mechanics and topological acoustics to advance in that direction. So this may create new companies and new technologies in this area. But also, we know the importance of acoustic micro devices for cell phone. And these are going to be manufactured and fabricated and designed by our team and eventually translated to industry. One of our partners is Intel Corporation, which is a very important industry in our state. And this partnership is going to help translate our inventions, innovations, and technologies into products that the public can use. Third, we can develop sensing technologies that are going to be more sensitive than the current sensing technologies. And in the state of Arizona, we know with climate change, we have issues with forest fires in the summer, for instance, when the ground is very dry. We will have the ability of monitoring the dryness of the ground using acoustic waves and therefore preventing or perhaps preventing forest fire where they might occur. So we should be able to develop a number of technologies that are going to benefit the people of Arizona and benefit the economy of Arizona as well. But I want to make a point that our team is a national team involving 8 other universities in the nation, including on the East Coast, like CUNY, or in Colorado, Boulder, or in Alaska. And these technologies will also develop or create economic development in the entire nation.
All right, it looks like our next question comes from Vivian Contreras at KGUN 9. For students, is this a new degree program or an area of study, or does it fall under an existing program? Dr. Chavarria, would you like to take this one?
Absolutely. So the way the degrees are going to work, this won't be necessarily a new degree. There will be new content to courses and possibly new courses introduced at the individual institutions. What the center will do is create bridging activities for students that participate with center faculty, researchers, and staff. So those bridging activities include the community college program in the summer, the research opportunities in laboratories. They'll also be able to participate in curriculum writing and work collaboratively with the researchers on how to translate and create lessons that they want to learn and how they want to learn it, because they are going to be the translators of this new field as we grow the community. So everyone will be managing their own, but I can certainly turn to Pierre and Andrea and ask them if they're excited about introducing new courses to their degree programs.
So Andrea.
Absolutely. Thank you. I'm Andrea Lu, by the way, from the Advanced Science Research Center at CUNY in New York. Generally, I want to say we are very excited also here in New York to join this newly funded Science and Technology Center and the great team that Pierre and all of us have put together. From the scientific point of view, of course, has been already said how we will leverage these initial discoveries in the area of acoustic materials, and we can make an impact on wireless technologies, on energy efficient computing, on sensing, environmental sensing, biomedical, and so on. Of course, we are also very excited about the educational efforts, and we look forward to join the efforts with the University of Arizona and the other partners across the US to develop the next workforce in acoustics, in physics, in engineering, across the broad disciplines that this center brings together. So as a mission, CUNY and our center love to develop the new workforce, first generation students, and this level of highly interdisciplinary activities. So I think there is a lot of opportunities both from the science and the education perspective.
Terrific. Thank you very much. We have another question submitted online. Can you talk more about how this work could enable quantum-like computing speeds? What about potential impacts on climate change research and cell phone battery life? We'll start with Dr. Damier and move on to Andrea and Dean Hahn, if you guys would like to chime in on this as well.
So let me address just the quantum analogies between topological acoustics and quantum mechanics, and I will let Andrea Lu address the telecommunication and cell phone type technologies or Wi-Fi type technologies. It is interesting to note this analogy between classical waves that are acoustic waves. These are the things we hear. And quantum mechanics. Quantum mechanics is based on a wave representation of matter or particles. And we have the same type of representation in topological acoustics. Example of that, we can have acoustic waves that possess a so-called spin. And some of you may have heard about the spin of electrons or the spin of quantum particles. And we can exploit these analogies between these acoustic wave and these quantum systems to perform massively parallel information processing, which is analogous to that is done in quantum computing, without the drawback of quantum computing, because in quantum computing, you need to have very low temperature, cryogenic temperature, and very sophisticated equipment for achieving the computation. And acoustics is very forgiving and enables us to do similar type of things with less sophisticated equipment and also very stable conditions in the laboratory as well. So Andrea, do you want to take over on the telecommunication?
Absolutely. Thank you, Pierre. Indeed, the impact of developing these new acoustic technologies is very broad. It goes, as Pierre said, from computing to sensing to wireless communications. When we think of acoustics or sound, the first thing that comes to mind is a microphone or a loudspeaker that indeed are parts of our cell phones. But actually, quite interestingly, sound serves a much more important role in the electronics of cell phones. We use sound and acoustic waves to actually filter and therefore select specific channels when we transmit and receive information. This is actually critical for all our wireless infrastructure. So today we do it quite inefficiently by developing the new ideas that we pushed forward in the proposal and that we want to deliver in this center across these several years of collaborations. we will realize the technologies that will extend battery life by making much more efficient processing of these acoustic signals, and also the transformation from electromagnetic to acoustics and back, and also realize a more efficient way of transmitting and receiving signals. This way we will extend the bandwidth. That means better data rates for the common user, means the possibility of streaming videos more reliably, also in crowded environments, and with the more efficient use of the scarce resources in terms of spectrum that we have in our wireless backbone.
Terrific. Thank you very much. One more question submitted online for Dr. Yao and Dr. Chavarria. How do you plan to develop a workforce for topological acoustics? We touched on this a little bit, but if we could delve a little bit deeper in how we plan to develop the workforce with the proper skills.
Certainly. I'll go ahead and jump in and start first. One of the exciting things about the way we are going to engage with our students across the 8 institutions is that we are going to really be building pathway experiences. So once they enter our community, our family at the center, there will be continued opportunities for them to participate in additional programming and activities, all with different skill set building elements. So the research will be a very prominent and dominant one that we will be working on. What does research look like? How do you experiment? How do you test? All of those things. But one of the things that would then follow that is, again, the translational work when they work in collaboration with our researchers as they're creating and designing the topological acoustics textbook. But also we have a robust and growing partnership with industry. And so we, in that pathway, would want to place the students, and will be placing students in internships with our partners so that they also learn the other side of the field, not just the research, but the design, the application, the actual execution of products. So that'll be the elements of what we'll be tackling, but it's all going to start with the community college research workshop, which is led by Janet Yao. So I'd like for her to talk about why it's important for us to start with our community college students.
Sure. Thank you, Dr. Chavarria. I think that the thing that we fail to remember is that community college students are motivated students, talented individuals who don't often have access to STEM careers due to one reason or another. We're going to reach out to those students to provide them with access to engage in the NUFOS project and to learn new skills that they can enhance their STEM futures, particularly in physics and engineering. Through our community college relationships that exist currently, we will further their academic success by offering the peer-to-peer mentoring that was mentioned earlier, and by leading TA researchers. And we want students and graduate students, we want students to contribute to the TA field, not to just work the TA field. So our workforce readiness will be matched to the needs of the now, not only to the needs of now, but to the future as well. We really want students to understand why they're contributing to the field. We want them to love the field as much as our researchers do, and we want them to be our next generation of learners as well as workers and researchers.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. We have reached the end of our time. If we could get closing comments from Professor Damier and anybody else that would like to close our press conference today, that would be great. Go ahead, Professor Damier.
So I'm really grateful again to the state of Arizona and the University of Arizona for their support, but now also for support from the National Science Foundation. And I'm really excited that Washington is recognizing the significance of topological acoustics, which we call TA, by the way, and Janet used the word TA for it, and that our New Frontiers of Sound, or NUFOS Center, is going to have a large impact, not only on science, not only on technology, but also on society and economic development. So I'm so excited about it, and I hope that in the next few months and years, we'll be able to tell you the great things that we have developed in this center, as well as the great students we're going to train as a future workforce. So thank you for attending. Really appreciate that.
Thank you. And if I might add, this comes at a really exciting time. The College of Engineering at the University of Arizona is undergoing a significant expansion. That's all to drive the economy. And what excites students about engineering is working on challenging problems. What a Science and Technology Center does is it brings a great level of visibility to this campus and our partner institutions about an exciting problem. And that pulls students in. It gets them excited. It gets them interested. And once they come in the door, as you saw from this team, then they're off and running because they have the environment to really get the most out of their education. So we're really excited to be here today to launch this.
All right, Dr. Robbins, would you like to add any closing comments before we say goodbye?
Sure. Again, I apologize for the technology issues I'm having, but I've just enjoyed this discussion so much in the questions, and I'm remiss in not recognizing our incredible partners in my opening statements. So thank you for joining together with Pierre and the team at the University of Arizona to do this incredible work. I really appreciate Nick, you and Governor Hobbs, all your support of the University of Arizona and all the great things that we're doing down in Southern Arizona. And I'm just excited to see the future work that's going to be completed, the students that will train, the research that will be done, and the products that will come to people all around the world from this important investment by the National Science Foundation. So thanks for putting up with my technical inadequacies and allowing me to stay here with you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Robbins, and thank you to our panelists. If you would like to request additional information on the new frontiers of sound, please email media_requests@list.arizona.edu. We would like to thank Governor Katie Hobbs, University of Arizona President Robert C. Robbins, as well as the principal investigators and co-principal investigators on this project. We look forward to the exciting innovations this center is sure to develop. And thanks to everyone for joining us today. Have a great day.